We recording? Alright. Hey guys, it's Bob. I promised you a little family interval training session, so we're getting around to it. Kids, of course, are stuck in their rooms, not getting out much. Got to do a little bit to make sure that we get some activity, get our heart rates up. So what we're going to demonstrate here is a form of high intensity training, also known as sprint interval training. One of the reasons that I like to, oh, by the way, this is my daughter Rachel, and that's Brett. One of the reasons I like to do this type of training, shortest time investment for the most benefit. And you really don't need anything. Unlike when I teach people how to do high intensity interval training, where you need a heart rate monitor and you monitor your heart rate for a specified outcome. With this, you just go wide open until you're done. And it doesn't take a whole lot of sessions, so you don't count this few minutes of warming up that we're doing, and you don't count the rest in between sprints. We're basically going to have about 3 minutes of exercise today, but it hurts, okay? One of the downsides to high intensity training is that it's exactly that. It's intense. There's a lot of pain associated with this. And people generally are not, people don't like to make themselves hurt. So that makes things a little tougher. But the payoff is, most people's number one excuse for not exercising is time. And just one sprint, like we're going to demonstrate, has tremendous metabolic effects. Now, I've covered all of these things on my Facebook Wellness Patients page. In fact, my last written installment was about that, and I think I included probably 10 different studies. I dug deep into this. How you guys doing? Are you pretty warm?
Yeah.
You don't look very warm. You better warm up some. You gonna be ready to go here in a minute? All right, I usually warm up for 3 or 4 minutes. So we're coming up on 4 minutes. We got 15 seconds. Hard as you can go until you can't go anymore. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Seconds. Go. 30 seconds. Oh. Okay, I'll talk a little bit in a second. Oh. Okay, so that's one interval. Now, typically in sprint interval training, we would do 4 of those. And with sprint interval training, you rest quite a bit in between. Like 3 or 4 minutes. Get recovered and take off again. Basically, simple way of looking at it is you got a bear chasing you. you're pretty much going to go wide open. Stop when you'd let the bear eat you. I find I can go wide open about 40 to 45 seconds, and then the lactic acid builds up and everything turns to lead and you have to stop. Literally, if there was a bear chasing you, it would eat you. Not because you have any choice in the matter, you're done. That lactic acid has a lot to do with one of the main benefits of sprint interval training that you don't get with aerobic training. Lactic acid is a byproduct of what's called anaerobic metabolism. We become anaerobic relatively quickly when we sprint wide open. Your heart's just not capable of pumping enough blood and oxygen to the muscles for how much energy they're generating. So you start to make lactic acid, which is where that pain comes from in the muscles in particular. And it turns out that that lactic acid creates what's called a metabolic deficit that causes you to burn calories beyond the exercise. They've done elegant studies. I've put them in my wellness patient posts on Facebook. The studies show that when they've put people in metabolic chambers and measured their basic metabolic rate, and then made them do sprint interval training, and then measured their metabolic rate over the next 24 hours, it's increased by like around 500 calories, in addition to the calories we burn doing the sprints. With aerobic training, same study protocols, no change in basic metabolic rate. Time for another sprint. Where'd you go, Rachel? Hey, you're shirking. Let's go. All right, get warm again. And you know, it doesn't hurt you if you have a little extra rest in between. So, not a factor. Okay, you could do 5 sprints a day and space them out by 2 hours if you want. When the weather gets nice, we'll probably start going to the track and we'll walk briskly around the track for a couple of laps, and then we'll probably take off as a family, run wide open, see if we can make 45 seconds or so, and then we'll gather back up and walk for a while. When it gets nice out, right now we still got a lot of ice. We're stuck in here on the indoor stationary equipment. All right, you guys ready? All right, 20 seconds. Oh, by the way, the stair climber is the worst, and they always hose me with it. 10 seconds. The elliptical, if you can get it, is the one you want. The bike's no fun either. 5, 2, go. Ten. 20. 30. I'm done. Okay. So,
how hard of a workout is he doing?
way to go, buddy. He's young and fit.
Dad, check what the thing's at.
He's probably got it at no resistance. Okay, so, what are the other benefits to training this way besides pain? Well, fitness can be measured like I do in my medical office by measuring the amount of oxygen that you can consume in a minute based on your body weight. thing we call VO2 max. Volume of oxygen consumed per kilogram of body weight per minute. And I have shared scientific studies, and we'll eventually go over them in lecture format, that show that the higher your VO2, the longer you live. In fact, fitness is a better predictor for mortality than age or just about any other metric that we can follow. And high intensity interval training and sprint interval training, this difficult training, is the fastest way. I got a lazy camera person. I apologize for the tilted view. It's the fastest way to a high VO2 max.
At least I'm ready.
There's a couple other benefits. Everybody wants to substitute duration for intensity, and I get it, it hurts less. But understand this, scientific evidence has showed a graded benefit in mortality reduction for exercise when you do moderate intensity continuous training. Meaning that you don't get a complete reduction in mortality until you reach 1,000 to 1,500 minutes a week. And I drilled deep on the science on this when I was doing my literature review. And what it showed time and again was sprint interval training kept winning in all kinds of regards. Changes in metabolic parameters, weight loss, everything. So you're trying to get that high VO2 max, that fitness level that lowers mortality. You're trying to lose weight. You're trying to have improved insulin sensitivity, decrease in inflammatory markers, all the things we know that kill us, and this does it. And it doesn't take a lot of time. So, in my opinion, if you can tolerate the pain, this is the way to train. And it's not fun, but it's brief. And 3 times a week of basically something like what we're going to do. We're going to start our third interval here in just a minute, and after we get started, we'll shut you off and let you ruminate over all of this. I will let you know that after we do our 4th sprint, we'll recover, and then we will have the family plank challenge, where we all get in a plank and see who can hold it the longest. And that's usually, you're going to win today? You're not going to do it? And that's usually what we do on our 3 interval training days a week, is this workout. Like I said, once you can get outside, that's great. If you can find a hill, it's an awesome way to sprint interval train. I demonstrated that out on the ski hill behind Cordova, running up the snow. But this was a little easier to do, and I felt like I could give you guys a little bit more didactic. All right, Rachel, come on. Last one. You get the picture. We'll get started here as soon as we got our 3rd participant. Rachel! You're running late.
Come on, Rachel.
Don't kick over your water, hon. High intensity training. Fastest way to fitness. Most efficient. Most weight loss. Best improvement in hormonal and metabolic risk markers. And oh, so fun. Don't you love it?
Horse riding's better.
Brett, you love high intensity training, right?
What's that?
What we're doing. Brett cries almost every day he has to do it, I'll be honest.
No.
All right, guys.
If we were on,
How about 10 seconds? Oh man, I'm dreading it. 5 seconds. Here we go. Go. 10. 20. 30. Oh, I'm done. Come on, guys, outdo me. Oh.
Training horses.
All right, we're signing off for the last one. You guys have a good night.